Может быть, она работает в библиотеке? Может быть, она работает в офисе? Может быть, она работает на заводе? Где работает ваша мама?
Она работает в театре. Театр?
Yeah. В театре. Отлично, точно. Do you know what to be a house? Ready? So if you asked a lot of Russians, где работает твоя мама? They would say, Mama! Mama сидит дома. Mom sits at home. That's what you say. What do we say in English? Mom doesn't work. Mom's a housewife. Dad can be a housewife now too. Yeah. And Russians say hilariously, сидит дома. She sits at home. So right, that's the answer. Mom's a housewife. Mom doesn't work. Mama сидит дома. Hey, Eve, где работает ваш папа? Где работает ваш отец?
Он бизнесмен.
Он работает в офисе или он работает, может быть, в школе? Где он работает? Он бизнесмен. Очень интересно. И
Yeah.
ваш отец, он работает в офисе?
Can you say that one more time?
Ваш отец, он работает в офисе?
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, Eve, how do you confirm? In English, we say something like, "Yeah, he does." They wouldn't say that in Russian. Do you know how you confirm something in Russian? You repeat the most important part of what the question was, essentially. So what is the most? What would you say? Ready? I'm going to ask again. Ваш отец, ваш папа, он работает в офисе?
В офисе. Да, в офисе.
I can read your lips. For one reason or another, the sound cut off. You said да в офисе.
Yeah.
That was great. Gina!
Hi.
Привет. So are you all looking? There's this a bunch of pictures with places to work. It's very convenient. Hey, Gina, find out from Ian where Ian's brother works.
Where does Ian work, or what did you say?
Yeah. And we're gonna deal with a little bit of static and sound cutting out, and it's totally normal. Hey, Gina, find out from Ian where his brother works. Как по-русски будет brother?
Брат.
So all you say is, where works your brother? In Russian.
So где работает твой брат?
Где работает твой брат, Ian?
Он работает в офис.
Put an ending on it, Ian.
Вот как?
What's the ending? Офисе.
Вот как.
Okay.
Очень интересно.
Очень интересно. Hey, Jasmine, why don't you find out from Lizaveta where her sister works?
Где работает твоя сестра?
Моя сестра работает в офисе.
I think we can all just safely say в офисе. It's a
В
great.
офисе.
It's great. Hey, Liz, you did that 100% correct, but I'll point out that in Russian it's very common, maybe even the norm, to drop personal pronouns, especially when you're talking about your own. So Jasmine's question was absolutely on, right? Где работает твоя сестра? A Russian might just say сестра работает в офисе, right? Because you drop the possessive in front of family members very often. So you talk about брат живет в Нью-Йорке, сестра живет в Тхалахаси, right? Yeah, and so you don't say мой, моя, because of course the Russians are like, of course you're talking about your own brother and sister. And then just like culturally, I'll point out also, remember that Russians talk about brat и сестра when they're also talking about their двоюродный брат and двоюродная сестра, like their cousins, they refer to as brother and sister, which can be very confusing. So just be aware that they don't always, in fact, the norm is not to say двоюродный брат and just to talk about brat. And like everybody knows everybody and everybody knows everybody's business in Russia. It's Russia. And so you know that, right? Like he's actually talking about his двоюродный брат, his cousin. Okay, that was great, kids. Ready? If you look down a little bit on the worksheets that I sent, and if you don't have it, it's no big deal. There's this reminder on the third page of all the genitive quantifiers, and that list is so useful. And so I'm going to say them, and you're going to repeat them. Mala.
Mala.
Несколько.
Mala. What? I'm confused.
It's good. It's good.
Where?
We'll wait. It's kind of stuck there in the corner. 7 people are trying to call me like wow. Decline. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Sorry. And of course my phone is ringing and my watch is ringing and my computer is ringing. It's just great.
This one?
If you look right next to it, says 722 у друзей большая семья on the third and it says полезно, really useful. And I drew a little arrow up, right? See that down?
Mhm.
Okay, ready? Mala.
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 And notice the reduction there in the O to A. Mala.
Mala.
Несколько.
Несколько.
But say it one more time, everybody. It's hard to say несколько.
Несколько.
So look at those two words, mala and несколько. They both mean a few, but the difference is really important. Mala means too few, in the sense that у меня мало друзей. I have very few friends. I have too few friends. I need to get more. У меня есть несколько друзей. I have a few friends, and that's enough. Like, that's all I need, right? So you get this distinction between everybody. Mala.
Mala.
And
Mala.
несколько.
Несколько.
Много.
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 Make sure you don't insert a semi-vowel there. That M and N. Много.
Много.
Сколько.
Сколько.
And look at that difference in stress, which confuses a lot of people. Everybody, несколько.
Несколько.
Сколько.
Сколько.
So I'm going to ask, and I'm going to turn the reins over in a second. But first, I'll start by asking Lizaveta. Hey, Lizaveta, if you look, it says сколько at the top left corner. Eve, can you show that? You've got that printed up, and it looks so great. That's great. So that area up there, that's сколько. Right there. So, hey Liz, сколько здесь? No. Hey Liz, ask me how many места. Кто здесь знает, что значит место? Как по-английски будет место? Does anybody know? That first word literally means space, but it's very often used to refer to seats. So, место свободное. Is this seat free? So, место in that sense, and we use that in English, right? Is this space free? Is it, but it also means место in the sense of like, есть like a lot of space in my life right now. Anyway, hey, Lizaveta, ask me how much space is there?
Wait, I have a question first.
Sure.
So for the example, above it says it used kniga. What case is knig in when used with skålka?
That's such a great question. You answer, Lisa.
No, I don't know.
Whenever we're counting things, what case do we always use?
Genitive?
That's right. And
Okay.
are we talking about when you say how many books are there, is that going to be singular or plural?
Plural.
So what case is knick in?
Genitive plural.
How do you form, Lisa, the genitive plural?
I've forgotten that.
But Ian hasn't. Ian, how do you form the genitive plural?
If there's something, you get rid of it. If there's nothing, you put something.
That's exactly the something for nothing, nothing for something rule.
Okay.
Hey, Ian, what generally speaking is the something you add?
Ah.
That is the genitive singular. That's a beautiful but totally wrong answer. And I have a feeling, just glancing at Eve, that she knows the right answer.
A
It's some like
thing.
it's so sometimes. So there are two somethings.
Wait, isn't it of?
Off.
Of.
The
Off
primary
or
one
of?
is off.
Of.
Like Ivanov and Smirnov, right? Our favorite vodkas. Those are, that's the genitive plural. The family, many surnames in Russian are genitive plural because they started off as something like, I'm Ivan of the Ivans, right? And of the Ivans. See, the genitive plural. Yeah, Ivan Ivanov. Huh? So every once in a while you add yay. Did we lose? Did we lose Lauren? We lost
For some
Lauren.
reason.
Hey, Gina, do you
Hi.
remember when we add yay?
No.
Does anybody remember when we add yay?
After hushers or soft sign.
That's exactly right. So, and we'll see, maybe? Nope, yes, we'll see a couple soft sign ending nouns. And like, so it's pretty rare that you have a noun that ends in a husher. And remember that the hushers are the ones that make you go those are the four hushers. It's relatively rare that you have a noun that ends in a husher. Of course there are, like mush. But the one that like leaps to mind is garage. And so the genitive plural of garage would be skolka garajей. And there's example where you have nothing on the end of garage, so you have to add something. And that something is not off because it ends in a husher, it's yay. We'll do some exercises. There's some online exercises for the formation of the genitive that you'll find on Bear in a Hat. Ready? Lisa, ask me how many spaces, how many seats there are.
Сколько мест?
Здесь много мест. So Lisa asked me how many seats are there, and I said there are a lot of seats. Hey Jasmine, ask me how many minutes are there. It's a stupid question. Actually, yeah, sure, okay. How many minutes?
What's the word for minutes again? Mineta?
So if you, yeah, it's hard for me to see if you're on the right place. Hey Eve, can you show us where we are again?
No, I'm on the right paper.
Yeah,
I just
it's
don't know what
minuta.
those-
It's minuta. It's the next one, right under it.
Minuta. Сколько minuta?
So what's the genitive plural form of minuta?
Minutie?
Hey Ian, what's the genitive plural rule formation? The
If
genitive
there's something,
plural
you get rid
formation.
of it. If there's nothing, you put something.
Hey Jasmine, is there something on the end of minuta?
Yes.
Whack it off.
Minut.
Здесь много минут. Много минут. Yeah? Hey, Eve, сколько здесь... ask me how many grandpas there are. Here.
Сколько дедуш?
Boom. Wrong, but wrong in a great way.
Ouch.
Hey,
Okay.
what's the next rule that we have to remember with the formation of genitive plural? When you apply the nothing rule, when there's something on the end, and you end with a k, you have to put a kill-fill vowel there. What's always, morphologically speaking, the kill-fill vowel?
Yeah.
Oh.
Gina, what's always the kill-fill vowel?
Good question.
Lisa, what's always the kill-fill vowel?
Yeah.
It's here. It's yeah.
It's the like O or the E with
It's
the
an
dot.
O. Morphologically, we understand that it's always O, but it gets written differently, mostly for spelling rules. Can you write an unaccented O after sh? I'm telling you no. It's the 5-letter spelling rule. So that reverts. What can you write after sh when it's not accented? Not an O, but a yeah. And we remember that O and yeah, they alternate back and forth all the time, mostly for spelling rule reasons. So what's the genitive? Lauren's back. Hey, Lauren. Lauren. Hey. Eve. Ask me how many grandpas there are here.
Сколько дедушек?
Дедушек. Отлично. Сколько здесь дедушек? I'll put this exercise online. I don't know if you've been looking at Bear in a Hat, but some of those embedded exercises, they are automatically graded, and I don't have a record of them, but it doesn't take me very long to put them together, and I think they're really useful because, like, you need to see these things written out sometimes, and so I'll remember to put this exercise online. But we're going to do it together now. Hey, Lauren! Lauren! I see Lauren's picture, but Lauren's still not here. Maybe she is and we just can't hear. Charlotka! Ask me how many papas are here.
Сколько, Papa?
Ask it again. Say it again. You got it right the first time, Charlotte.
It is okay. Squiko, Papu.
Pop.
Okay, so you cut the ending.
So does Papa have something on the end?
There's an ah on the end.
Ah, and so what do we do with the ah that's on the end?
You change it to an unaccented O.
No, you just whack it off. Hey, Ian, what's the genitive plural formation rule? Ian!
If there's something, you put nothing. If there's nothing, you put something.
That's right. Hey, Charlotte, is there something on the end of Papa?
Yes.
Whack it off! What's
Okay,
the genitive,
now there's nothing.
the genitive plural form of Papa?
Pop.
Отлично. Hey, Lauren, are you there?
I think so. I just turned off my video because my computer could not handle everything that was happening.
But you sound lovely. Hey.
Okay, great.
Hey, Lauren, ask me how many. So the next, if you look on this exercise, I don't know if you're with us. The next word is pismo. And by the way, pismo is an interesting word. It means letter, as in the thing you write, but it's also writing. Like we talk about pismo, and it's like writing skills, right? Yeah. Like and historically, it also meant the like letter in the sense of A, B, C, D, but not anymore. So ask me how many letters are here, Lauren. It's hard. This one's hard, and so I'm giving it to you.
Сколько piece I don't know.
You got it. So say it.
Pisom.
Pisim.
Okay.
So you need a fill vowel here.
Yeah.
So you whack off the O, and you have S, mjaki znak M. And so, like, those letters can't be in close proximity. You need to add a fill vowel, remember? So that's the fill vowel. the kill fill vowel. And when you form the genitive plural and you whack something off and you have a consonant cluster at the end, almost always, but not always, but almost always, you put in a fill vowel. And so the fill vowel is morphologically O, but you can't put an O there. And so the genitive plural of pismo is pisim. Again, I'll put these as an exercise online.
Okay.
It'll help you to see them. We'll do a couple more that are really easy, that are easy to form. Hey, Lisa, ask me how many schools are here.
Сколько школ?
Школ, отлично. Здесь много школ. You applied to something.
One above it.
Hey, Ian, I'm going to give you a hard one. It looks really easy, but it's stupid. Ask me how many lamps are here.
Сколько ламп?
It should be. Did you
It's
know
lamp.
that? Lamp, yeah.
Okay.
So, again, like the people who wrote this exercise, they're not really very good. And they've given you one that's very difficult without any explanation or preparation. And I'll tell you, probably it's because lampa is a foreign word, or it might be that the consonant cluster M and P are okay. I'm not quite sure, but the genitive plural of that word is inexplicably lump. You don't add a fill vowel. And again, if I were writing this exercise, which I didn't, I wouldn't put it there because it's such an outlier and it requires like 5 minutes of explanation. But do you remember what language teachers love most? Correcting people. But that's
I
not.
thought the fill values only applied if there was a K. Why would you do a fill vowel on?
Eve, be quiet. Stop asking
Sorry.
smart questions, Eve. I'll answer you this, Eve. So it's actually a broader rule, but 9 times out of 10, when you add a fill vowel, it's because the word ends in K. Because ka is an extremely frequent suffix in Russian. I'd say something like 50% of all feminine nouns end in ka. It's probably over, but maybe. And so it's actually just really useful to teach you, hey, if you end in a K, remember to add a fill vowel. But in fact, the rule is broader, but some consonant clusters are okay, like lamp, and some aren't, like pisim. Stop asking intelligent questions, Eve. Hey, Eve! Find out, ask me how many newspapers are here.
Сколько газет?
Газет. Отлично. Hey, Jasmine, find out me how many cars are here.
Сколько машин?
Отлично. And by the way, the 2 next ones are wildly irregular, and I'm not sure that I learned their genitive plural forms until I was probably in graduate school. Сколько сестер? Don't worry about it. Don't write it down. If you want to, I see Eve writing it down because it's Eve. Сколько сестер? And you have a yo that suddenly and inexplicably appears between the T and the R. And it's actually used quite frequently because it's the word sister. And so у меня 5 сестер. Yeah? У меня много сестер. Сколько у вас сестер? It happens all the time. So the genitive plural of that word is sister, totally irregular. You could never predict it. And the next word, kuchnia, is so wildly irregular. The genitive plural of that word, сколько здесь kuchon? It's K-O-X-O-N soft sign. It actually sort of follows rules. You see the fill vowel there, kuchon. So kuchnia, сколько kuchon? Again, I'll put this online. It's worth it. It's just sort of mechanic, but there's a lot of mechanics to Russian. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to end it. We're going to end this whole call. You guys have done great. Hey, Lisa, I have a question. Can you form the genitive plural of the word fotografia? So that's the top right column.
I feel like if I say photograph, it's going to be wrong.
That's wrong. Yeah.
Photografos?
Ready? Hey, Lisa, what does fotografia end in?
Yeah. Or iya.
Iya. In fact, if you think about drunk monks, forwards and backwards, if you don't follow this conversation, it's cool. Don't worry. But remember that we have the drunk monks, and they're like, dude, I'm so tired of writing I kratkaya a. I'm going to come up with this new letter, the ya. And if you look at ya, it's actually the letter J with the letter A. It's a diglyph. So that's the I kratkaya u becomes a Starship Enterprise. So we have this whole set of 5 vowels that have programmed into them the letter J, I kratkaya. That's the backwards N with the breve. plus a vowel. So we have yo, which is I kratkaya o. We have ya, which is I kratkaya a, etc., etc., etc. All right. I'm going to ask the question again, and you might get it wrong, and it's cool. Hey, Lisa, what does fotografia end in, morphologically speaking?
In the nominative or genitive plural?
That's the question. In the nominative, in the way that you see it right now, fotografia.
The EA, so the backwards N, backwards R.
Think about it this way, Lisa. That ya, that backwards R, has programmed into it, written into it, I kratkaya a, J-A.
Yeah.
And it's feminine, right? And
yes.
so if you were to whack off just the ah, what would you be left with?
You would be left with the E. Or no, the Y, the J.
The J. You would be left with E, J, E, kratka.
Okay, so it's the unhappy backwards N.
Backwards N with the breve over the top. And here's the deal. There are thousands of words that end like fotografia, and if you look at this column on the right here in the exercise that we're doing, занятия, здание, упражнения, лекция, all of those words, when you put them in the genitive plural, are just going to end in I краткая, backwards N with the breve. And so the answer, and I'm going to do one, and then Lisa's going to do the next one. Сколько фотографий? And what you just heard me say was backwards N, I краткая. So it basically ends in the letter IJ, if you want to think about it in terms of Latin correlates. So now, Lisa, if you get this right, we can end this bloody, god-awful, which hasn't been totally useless, and has worked far better than I had expected, but okay. It's great to learn things. Hey, Lisa, find out for me how many, that next word, занятия.
Oh my god.
Hey, do you have a Dawson? What's its name?
This is Sebastian. He's just annoying.
So you have to come up with a Russian name for it.
I don't know. Give him one. Sebastian, you're gonna get a name in Russian.
Sebastian. Let's name him Sasha.
Okay, Sasha. You feel better?
So we're all gonna expect Sasha in all future Skype sessions.
Perfect.
We'll be very disappointed if you don't bring Sasha.
Okay, I will.
Hey, Lisa! That word, занятия, means class. Find out how many classes.
Сколько занятий?
Отлично. And that's занятий with I краткая. And if Eve gets this right, we can end this god-awful...
You said that last time.
I know. It's supposed to be funny. Hey, Eve, that next word, Danya, is a really weird word. It's very technical, and it's taught very often in elementary Russian books, but in fact, people don't say that word at all.
What does it mean?
Something like, they just use the word dom, by the way, right? So the word zdanya means construction site. If you looked it up in the glossary, it would say building, but no Russian says zdanya. I mean, maybe, but they're more likely to say the word korpus, which is a part of a building, or just the word dom. Like the standard word for building in Russian is house, dom, yeah? And Russians don't use it in the same way that Americans do. Like when we say house, we have a very specific image that pops up in our head. In Russian, when you say dom, the image that pops up is just a building. And when I say the word building, you guys get this picture in your head. That's the picture that Russians get when you say the word dom. Not at all like little white houses, right? So anyway, so this is a weird word, zdanya, and I think of it more like building site, or it's a very technical word, zdanya. Okay, anyway, what's the genitive plural? Hey, Eve, if you get this right, honestly, we'll say до свидания and end this. Ask me how many buildings there are.
Сколько зданий?
Zdanie. How does Danya, in the phrase "Сколько зданий," how does zdanyi end?
Backwards N with a hat.
I promise that as soon as I hang up, I'm going to take this exercise and I'm going to convert it to, I'm using this very great program. It's like HTML5, and I'll program it into an exercise that will give you immediate feedback, and it'll give you the word and then ask you to produce the genitive plural so you can see how these things are written out. I said I'm going to end, and I'm going to end. Hey, tomorrow we're going to have an assignment on Bear in a Hat, as we always do on Language Lab days. And you'll find there also the assignment for your portfolio and the assignment for your oral exam. And both of those are going to be due on Friday at 5, so you have plenty of time. If you need more time, just ask. Deadline. Suddenly, we all have a lot of time on our hands. Suddenly, schedules are a lot more flexible. So just ask. It's totally cool. Remember, I'm here to teach you Russian, and that's all I really care about. I don't think of myself as a grader. I grade. But like grading for me is a way to provide feedback to you. And so, so turn in the damn portfolio. And try to get it to me by Friday at 5. It's good to have deadline. And even you, Jasmine, have to have a partner for the oral exam part of it. But I found that this Skype worked really quite well. And if you can use the web-based, you can use whatever makes you happy, knock yourselves out. I thought this worked pretty easy. And what's really great about it is that one person can set up the Skype session and then send the link to the other person, and it's just an easy way to meet. Whatever, make yourself happy. And the expectations for the portfolio, I think, are pretty modest, and the expectations for the oral exam are likewise pretty modest. And if you guys need help, write me an email. And we'll meet again face-to-face next Tuesday, because this wasn't horrid, it was only bad. And given the time, bad is now the new good. And that's it, unless anybody has specific questions that I can address now.
So for like the portfolio, we just like write it down and send you a bunch of pictures. Do you want it like in a Google Drive like folder, or do you want just like a bunch of random pictures?
That's a great question. So if you look, Gina, I don't know if you've looked at the assignment. So there's some oral work that I'm going to use Flipgrid, which is actually a pretty good program. It's meant for high schoolers, but it's like got one button, like you can't screw it up. Even you, Gina.
Great.
So there's some speaking portions, and you just record that and leave it on Flipgrid. So there's that part, and then there's a written portion, and I think I think Snezhana has to put it up on the web. I sent it to her. And so I don't think it's there yet, but it'll definitely be there by tomorrow. And there's a 4 or 5 page Word document, and you knock yourself out, like however you're comfortable. And so Gina, you could like use your computer's Cyrillic keyboard and type the answers into the Word document and send it back to me as an attachment, hopefully more successfully than my botched attempt this morning to send out an attachment. Or if you wish, Gina, you can print it up and you can fill it out by hand and send me like 5 JPEGs or something like that. Or you can scan it, like knock yourself out. It's all the rules are off, and we're figuring this out as we go along, and it's all cool. And trust me, I'm like, as you guys know, I'm like the last person to punish you or tell you did it wrong or anything like that. Just get it to me somehow, and we'll manage, and we'll get better at this, and by the end, it will seem perfectly natural.
Do you still want everything to get checked by tutors, even like if we're not on campus?
Is that who asked that question? Lauren?
Jazz.
Oh, hi, Jasmine. So Snezhana is going to give you details on how to contact tutors, and like if you were on campus, it would be great, and you could go to your tutor and they could check it and all that. But like that's not going to happen. But like for your own good, you might want to send. That's no longer an expectation I'm going to have. If that's the question, but I highly recommend, Jasmine, that you do it and send it to a tutor and ask for feedback. And I would rather you use the tutoring service and send me your portfolio late, but checked, yeah, over just sending me the unchecked one. Like we're all
Portfolio
figuring
due
this
this
out.
Friday.
So, I'm sorry, Ian.
The portfolio is due this Friday. Sorry.
I think deadlines are useful.
Okay. It's this Friday, right?
It's this Friday.
Okay.
But if you turn it in late, I'm not going to penalize you. But we all need deadlines, right? Even like you have to give yourself deadlines. It's one of those things, like adulting. It's like you'll learn. Checklists. So I've set the deadline for Friday at 5, and you're very naughty if you don't turn it in by Friday at 5. I'm gonna start opening up the center now that I know that there are like considerable number of you, and I'll open up the center. The back door is usually open. I'm here like noon to 7 basically every day. You'll have to put up with my awful concertina playing. It'll be great. And you can come in and use we have, like you guys know, this place is very comfortable and the AC is on and there's water and tea and practice social distancing, but like don't lick one another. And I think you'll be fine. Don't come in if you're contagious. If you're running a fever and you've got a lot of phlegm. But those are sort of like basic rules of good behavior to begin with. Don't lick people and don't cough on people. And wash your damn hands.
Mm-hmm.
I keep thinking to myself, when I was a kid, lo, these many years ago, when I was a child, yes, I too was once a child. Anyway, I was quite sure that by the time I was old, I would have a jetpack.
Yeah.
Instead, they're telling me to wash my hands. I want my damn jetpack! All right, I'm going to go and put this exercise online, and it'll be on Bear in a Hat the next time in about 15, 20 minutes. And this was actually great. Thank you very much for finding time. If you want to come into the center, if you want to meet with me, if you want to do anything, drop me an email. I got lots of time on my hands, and I'm here basically from noon-ish, maybe 11, until 6-ish, maybe 7. And I'll start opening up the study center. I sent you my personal phone number, and feel free to use it. Send me. I don't really read texts very well. I'm much more prone to read email than I am to read my phone. Like, this is the difference between me and you. That's cool. So if you want to get in touch with me, send me an email. But if you want to call me. If you want to see if I'm here, if you want to make sure the door's unlocked, yada. And I live across the street, so I can come and unlock the door for you, and I'm happy to do that. Because, I got lots of time on my hands. Пока, ребята.
Okay.
Baka.